Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here today to another edition of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel. We've got a doubleheader Thursday night of action for you guys today, and they're both in the Xfinity series with these full race live streams and again, realistic broadcast. The Zippo 200 at Watkins Glen. The Glen, once again, we raced here for the Cup Series yesterday. We're racing here for the Xfinity series here tonight. It should be a lot of fun. This is the third straight race, I believe, that we've done a road course on the channel as well in 3 different series nonetheless. And we also did one on Sunday in the Xfinity series also. So it's been a busy week with the road courses, but we're back at it again here racing as Dale Jr. Mathematically, there is a chance that the regular season championship can be clinched today for Dale Jr. 4 races early before the playoffs for the NASCAR Xfinity Series side of things. I'm going to pull up the points here for a second because, again, I'm doing the points myself. So I'm going to pull that up so I have it to remember exactly how many points Dale Jr. needs to clinch here. 34. All right. I knew I wrote it down somewhere. There we go. So 34 points tonight for Dale Jr. will be enough to clinch, and that is if Chase Briscoe even goes on to win both stages and win the race today. We know he's a good road course racer, and he should perform pretty well today. So Jr. might need all 34 of those points. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Jeffrey Dunn, welcome as well as we hop into session qualifying here tonight. We did not see qualifying on the channel yesterday. You're going to see it tonight. Missed the pole by 1/1000th of a second in the Cup race yesterday. So it was pretty close. We'll see what today will bring for the Xfinity Series side of things. We are using the steering wheel once again, just like we did yesterday at Watkins Glen, hoping for a lot better of a run here today. 82 laps in length, another shorter race. Almost as long as the Cup Series race, though. Looking to do 2 laps here unless we have a really solid first lap. Then we'll just hop right on into round number 2. Try not to waste too much time here. Xfinity cars don't have as much horsepower on these road courses, so you're able to drive it in just a little bit deeper than what you would in the Cup Series, so that might play into effect, knowing that in the Cup race yesterday we had a pretty tight car throughout. This car already feels a lot better in today's race. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. Yet you didn't miss it today. Into turn 7 now, coming to the start-finish line. We're going to see what lap 1 will look like here in round 1 for Dale Jr. Again, the top 12 advanced to round number 2, a 110.324 at the line. That should be quick enough, and it is. So third on the charts for Jr. in round 1. Harrison Burton, top of the charts in round 1. Pixelated, welcome to the stream as well. Do you think FRM's second Cup driver? Oh, wait. Do you think... Oh, who do I think will be? Why am I having a brain fart of who FRM is right now? I don't know why I'm having a... I don't know why I'm not able to think about it.
Let's go. Okay, get back in there. Let's go.
Front Row Motorsports. Oh my gosh. duh. Okay. Yeah, Front Row Motorsports, 38 car. Man, there's not really any options. Tift isn't coming back there. Obviously, McDowell's still there. I don't think David Reagan would be worth coming back. I don't think he would do it. I don't know. They might look at another driver in the Xfinity Series, kind of like when they took John Hunter Nemechek, taking another like young driver that can bring in sponsorship. Maybe doesn't necessarily deserve the ride, but somebody with sponsorship. And I'm trying to think of somebody in the Xfinity Series that's not signed that could take that job. R6, welcome to the stream. Hendrick doesn't have an Xfinity or truck program, no, but Dale Jr.'s team basically is the feeder system for the Hendrick Motorsports in the Xfinity Series. I mean, Germain Racing has Chevrolet, so I'd almost kind of think that, they could technically be one. I mean, Zane Smith was racing there this year, so that's definitely possible. A great run in the bus stop there on the qualifying lap, stuck behind Michael Annett. That's going to cost Junior a lot of time, and this first lap is probably not going to be anywhere close to how quick his one and only lap in round one was. He's still side by side with Annett. Now he clears him before they go into turn 6. .110.633 at the line. Pretty similar to where he ran in round 1, to be quite honest, and that was despite being with Michael Annett. A little wide in turn 1, no problem there. He's carrying as much speed as he can now into the S's. R6, welcome. Might have said that already. I don't know if I did or not. So already, just under 7 minutes left in this final round of qualifying. Lap was a little bit quicker there by Junior. Oh, big slide. Going wide in turn 1 once again. We saw that problem in the Cup race yesterday, so we'll see if it'll be a continuing problem when we get into the race itself for the Xfinity Series here. But Junior top of the charts right now, the 110.176. Jeremy Clements in second place. Again, his only career win at Mid-Ohio in the Xfinity Series, so don't count him out in trying to run well here in this one. He also had a good run at Mid-Ohio, finished in the top 5 when we were there earlier this season also. Dale Jr. likely going to be coming to pit road this time, so get the practice pit stop here in session qualifying. 4 fresh tires, no adjustments. Top off on fuel, anything to practice the pit stop in case we have to make a green flag stop here in the race, which we've seen a lot of in both road course races we were doing yesterday. So through turn 7 now, onto the brakes, 40 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit. Junior gets down there easily. I think a new manufacturer would join, but I don't know. Like, you're going to have revolving manufacturers at some point in time. Anyway, I mean, you just look at how many there has been in NASCAR, you know, within the last couple decades alone. I think we will. I don't know what would be a good one. I mean, you look at probably Honda would probably be one of the bigger ones. I mean, they're comparing the next-gen car, the way it races on road courses, to V8 supercars. So, you know, maybe whoever, you know, the main manufacturer is there, maybe you'll see them in NASCAR. I don't know. That's going way out on the limb, but it wouldn't be impossible. It could be a foreign manufacturer. It would have to depend on how many foreign drivers would come into NASCAR. I think there would have been a good opportunity for that to happen 10 years ago. We had those wave of road course ringers racing full time in the Cup Series that were coming from different forms of auto racing, but now it's going to be tough. There's really not much left available that hasn't been in NASCAR before that would be American-made. I mean, they'll be open to anything. Whoever is willing to hop into the sport, by all means, that is a good sign for things to come. Owen Smith, welcome to the stream. A lot of speed into the bus stop there for Dale Jr. He's got a good lap going right now. His first lap on these set of tires, so this could be a very good one. Currently, he's about 0.3 of a second ahead of Jeremy Clements in qualifying. Jr. trying to get on the pole for the third time this season. Last race at Road America. Got a win, a last lap pass for the win nonetheless. We've seen some good road course races on the channel in this set of seasons. Will we see another one today? It's a very good possibility. 2 minutes to go in qualifying, a 1:10.156 at the line, so barely quicker than his previous fastest lap here. Really good in turn one. Didn't go wide at all. So a really good start to his second lap after coming out of the pits. All about the track position at the start. That's something that really hurt Dale Jr.'s chances of winning either of the two stages at Road America, and that's why he couldn't get it done, because he qualified 16th. Took him so long to get towards the front of the field, about midway through stage 2. Got racing at Watkins Glen again today. But again, the Xfinity Series side of things. And then we'll be racing at Dover as well after this. Also for the Xfinity Series. One more lap at the line. That's all Junior's going to have time for. So this next lap will be the final lap. Wasn't his fastest that time around. Drove it a little too deep into turn 1. He never lifted in the S's at all there. He got through there really well using the curbing. Not really bouncing drastically off of it. He's catching up to another car ahead of him, though, and if he gets a good run through the bus stop and through turn 5, he might be able to catch that car, and that would hinder his progress on this qualifying lap. No, I don't think he's going to catch him. I believe that's Harrison Burton, currently 5th on the board. Burton also topped the charts back in round 1. So under 10 seconds easily. Again, the last lap of qualifying here for these guys coming back to the start-finish line. Great through turn 6 there for Junior. See if he can hit turn 7. A little wider in turn 7. Not too bad, though. At the line, he's got the potential to increase that lap time just a little bit more. It'll be a 110.004. And that will be a pole time for Dale Jr. Clements topped his time as well by a tenth of a second there at the end. But Dale Jr. will be on the pole for the third time this season. And all three have been on road courses. Really solid run there. I mean, I wouldn't choose to get rid of a manufacturer. No, you never want to see that happen. That's just money lost within the sport. More eyes lost, too. Yeah, we don't need that. I'm not even going to answer that question. That's a negative question right there. No, in all seriousness, though, I wouldn't want to get rid of any of the three we have right now. CJ McLaughlin will be starting at the rear of the field for this one. Jeff Green looks to be well prepared for today's race. Had a pretty solid run at Iowa a couple of races ago, so we'll see if he can pick up on that. He finished in the top 15 that day. So here we go, front row, Junior and Clements. Green flag in the air. We're underway at Watkins Glen. Xfinity Series action today. Great jump into turn one there by Dale Jr. looking to hold on to the lead. He'll easily be able to do it. Well, we had 90 laps of practice with the steering wheel in the Cup Series here yesterday, so we'll see what we can do in this 82-lap race for the Xfinity Series today. As far as Xfinity races to Cup races, this is the race that is almost the same length as the Cup Series race, only 8 laps shorter. Usually don't see that many Xfinity or truck races that close in length to a Cup race, but here at Watkins Glen, that is one of the exceptions. 20 laps in Stage 1 today, 20 in Stage 2, just like in the Cup Series race yesterday as well. $200-mile event today. And Dale Jr. will easily lead lap 1. Already a second and a half ahead of Clements. Austin Cindric up to third on the initial start of the race. Cindric won the first 2 stages at Road America in the last race. We know he's great on these road courses, so we'll see if he can contend for a possible second win of the season for himself today. And again, 34 points to clinch the regular season championship today for Dale Jr. is what he will be striving for, which would mean a third place finish or better to clinch the regular season championship. That is not including stage points. So obviously if he gets stage points today, then he could finish even worse and still clinch the regular season championship. He's looking for all the playoff points he can get here as we're nearing the end of the regular season. Still have a few more races left in the regular season for the Xfinity Series after this one. Good momentum perhaps into Dover today as well. We only saw 3 pit stops in the Cup Series race here, so I don't believe we're going to be seeing a risk of burning these tires out more than what we would have to. Again, we have 4 sets in the Xfinity and truck races. Most heartbreaking NASCAR moment, I'll go with the one I've seen in person. Was probably Matt DiBenedetto losing the Talladega race this season. Because I wasn't there for him getting passed by Hamlin at Bristol in 2019. So I wouldn't know. That was pretty heartbreaking as it was just watching it on TV. So then to see DiBenedetto leading, coming to the white flag at Talladega, I was pulling for him to hang on to it. Even though I don't really root for guys outside of Ryan Blaney. The exception would be DiBenedetto in Bristol in 2019 and then DiBenedetto at Talladega because Blaney was already knocked out of the race at that point anyway after getting in the wreck prior. A couple wrecks leading up to that last one in the race. And I'd probably say the Bristol one ranks a little bit up there because that was the first time you really saw DiBenedetto a winning capability. I would say that's probably the most heartbreaking, but the one that I've seen in person was probably that. You know what? Atlanta 2019, seeing Ryan Blaney lead for like the last third of the race just for him to hit pit road earlier than the rest of the leaders and the caution came out on pit road right in front of him. That was pretty heartbreaking too, because we had like 10 people, about 10 people just like talking. I only went there with one of my friends. I went down there for the race, and then we ended up just basically talking with everybody else around us, and they obviously knew by the end of the day I was a huge Ryan Blaney fan. And when he took the lead with less than 100 laps to go, everybody was like, oh my goodness, like, hey, he might win it. You know, that'd be cool for you. You drove a long ways to get down here. I've never seen him win in person before. And I was kind of getting my hopes up, and then with like 50 laps to go, Ryan Preece ran into the back of, BJ McLeod on pit road. Brought out the caution right in front of Blaney nonetheless, but Blaney was on pit road and he got trapped a lap down. So not only he didn't have a chance at winning, but he got trapped a lap down because of it. Then I think in the last couple laps of the race, he had a tire going down too, so he finished like 2 or 3 laps down. That was pretty heartbreaking. Yeah, I could imagine Carl Edwards in either 2011 or 2016. If you're a Carl Edwards fan, man, that's got to be heartbreaking too. Ooh, mistake there by Junior off of turn 7. First minor mistake we've seen of him in the early going of the race, 5 laps in. Already a 4-second lead. I think Cindric's faster than Clements, and Clements has been holding him up. Austin Cindric now has passed him finally for second place off of turn 7 there, so Cindric up to second. And once he can start pulling away from Clements, no, Clements got him back. They must still be side by side. They're just going back and forth with one another. So now Cindric's starting to pull away from him a little bit, but he's 6.5 seconds off the lead by the time he finally started to get away from Clements. That costed him 2 seconds this lap, running side by side with him through a couple corners. It's how crucial it is to pass cars quickly, and how hard also it is to pass cars around this racetrack as well as other road courses in NASCAR. We're at the Kansas race. Yeah, that's probably up there with the most heartbreaking Blaney moment I've probably had was, Atlanta, just because I was there in person. So I only got to see Greg Biffle race once in person before I started going to races, even though I was a big Biffle fan growing up, and that was Michigan 2015, and by that time in his career, he just wasn't the same driver. I think he ran like around 20th the whole race, which is unfortunate because that's one of his better racetracks too. So that was really kind of like, I don't know if he's gonna ever win a race again, and he didn't. Blaney was a rookie that season too, because I'm pretty sure he was there that day. He just wasn't racing full time at that point, not until 2016. Allgaier up to third. Clements back to fourth now, and Jeremy Clements is really fading back after Cindric got around him, even more so than what he was beforehand. Austin Cindric's not cutting into that lead at all, though. It's been 6.5 seconds the last lap and a half now since Cindric has gotten up to second place, so these front two might be pretty even with one another. It'll be fun to watch them on the restarts as this race progresses, but as far as stage one goes, as long as Junior gets through lap traffic halfway decent and we don't get a caution, he should be able to win stage one pretty easily. There's been some heartbreaking Blaney moments for me as a fan watching it on TV, but in person, that was probably the closest. He finished second at Kentucky, too, when I seen him race in 2018. And I didn't think he was going to... I thought he might have had a shot to win just because he was in position in case something bad happened, but Mark Truex Jr. was the guy to beat that day, and I knew he wasn't going to... I mean, the only chance he would have been able to get around him was on a late race restart. Because I think he did take the lead on the restart before, but after like 5 laps, Truex just got around him and said goodbye. And I think that ended up being the last restart, but that was with like 70 laps left still. But he still finished second, so I was proud of him that day. I think that was the closest he's been position-wise to winning. He usually runs well when I go there in person, though. I think I looked up, like I did a statistical analysis on Blaney and how he runs while I go to a race, and his average finish is like 12th of all the races I've seen him, and that includes Xfinity and Truck Series races as well. Granted, I don't think I've seen him run a truck race. I saw him run an Xfinity race at Indianapolis in 2018 because he was running both that race and the Cup Series race. I think he finished like 3rd that day. So I kind of included that one, whether I should have or not. But yeah, I think his average finish is like 12th when I see him in person. So, you know, for having a pretty substantial amount of races, I've seen him in person, probably, if you count that race and the All-Star race, which isn't a points race, I believe it's 13 races. I would have seen him race in person in NASCAR. See the back of the lap traffic just up ahead. Justin Allgaier slowly trying to cut into that lead as well. He's still 9 seconds back. He might even be a little bit faster than Austin Cindric. He's kind of running him down over the last couple laps. Cindric's only about 1.5 seconds ahead of him. Clements has fallen to about 13.5 seconds off the race lead. Chase Briscoe's up to 5th place. Expected him to run really well today. He's 2nd in the regular season standings, trying to catch Junior. Junior's likely going to win the regular season championship as it is. It's just a matter of will he clinch it today or not. And if he doesn't clinch it today, it's only going to get easier and easier to clinch it in the races going forward as long as he has a substantial finish. Substantially good finish. And caution's out now. So caution's out for the first time today at lap 11. Right before we were going to see lap traffic, so everybody's going to stay on the lead lap. And it doesn't look like anybody will pit. Joe Graff Jr. is going to pit, but he might have been the cause of the caution. So maybe pulling the fenders out, repairing some damage there. But other than that, everybody's going to stay out of the pits. This is going to bunch Cindric, Allgaier, Briscoe in the top 5 as well, up there with Junior. So this will be interesting to see how the finish of stage 1 is going to go. So green flag back in the air. Junior will restart from the lead. Austin Cindric lined up on his inside. 7 laps to go in stage 1. Junior hooks the apron, or I should say the curbing, really well. So did Cindric, but Junior was able to hop in front of him real quick. He's got the clean air advantage as we go uphill through the S's. About 0.5 seconds ahead already. Justin Allgaier fell into 3rd pretty easily behind Cindric and in front of Jeremy Clements on that restart. Fuel and tires very easily going to make it to the end of the stage. That was no issue coming into the stage anyway. But with the caution, you can maybe even push it a little harder, knowing that pit stops will be coming then. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. Yep, Cesar Baccarella barely was able to hold on to the lead lap in last place there. Right before the caution. That's going to bail him out too, because he should finish the end of stage 1 on the lead lap also. I don't believe anybody will be caught. It took Junior 11 laps before the caution last stage, and he couldn't quite even catch the lap traffic yet, so these 7 laps should be perfectly fine. And Junior's holding his own. Again, the clean air is going to make his car handle a lot better. We saw when Ryan Blaney was in traffic yesterday how much worse his car was handling, but when he was out in front, he was able to hold on to the lead for a while. Heck, even Chase Elliott didn't lead a single lap all day until he led on that last restart of the race. He led the final 7 laps. Once he was able to beat Kyle Busch on the restart, miraculously, he was able to hold on to the lead and never look back. That is going to be where this race could be won or lost today by Junior, unless he makes a pretty major mistake, missing a corner. We'll have just 5 laps to go this time by in stage 1. Two-second lead now for Junior into the bus stop. I think Allgaier could be a little bit faster than Austin Cindric. Chase Briscoe up to 4th. Had around Clements that last lap as well. Have to see how he'll do as he keeps marching through the front of the field. Allgaier's going to want any shot to catch Junior. He really has to get around Cindric as quickly as he can. And he is struggling to do it right now. We're only going to have a couple laps left at the line this time. Fastest lap of the race that last time, still a little bit slower than his qualifying lap, which was again a 1:10.004 in session qualifying. Didn't roll all the way out of the gas there. He did lift a little bit, came about halfway out of the gas, entering the S's. Or second lead over Cindric, so wow, even Austin Cindric is losing time to Dale Jr. Jr., even after a restart and a caution in stage 1, might be able to lead every lap of the opening stage of the race tonight. Will we see an instance like we saw in the Cup Series at Sonoma where we saw Ryan Blaney lead every lap of the race? Haven't done it in an Xfinity race on Heat 5. Now in NASCAR Heat 4, we did lead every lap at Watkins Glen on Heat 4, so we might be able to do it again on Heat 5. We'll see as this race continues. 2 laps to go now, stage 1. I see your question down there, Andrew. Give me a second to get to a longer straightaway and I'll read it. Okay, I might have to wait till the end of the stage. Don't want to miss the bus stop here. A mile and a half and 2 mile racetracks. Where do you think you'd like to race? Gotcha. As far as like it being tough, yeah, Phoenix would probably, because Richmond's a short track, so that wouldn't work. Chicagoland's probably the toughest mile and a half on this game as far as like speed goes. It just never seems like I have quite the speed I do there compared to other mile and a half, so that would probably be the most difficult. So if I'm looking for a challenge, I'd probably say Chicagoland. Half a lap to go. Stage 1, Allgaier still has not gotten around Austin Cindric. Briscoe all alone in 4th place unless the 2 cars ahead of him start racing with each other here. A pretty nice walk in the park here in Stage 1 for Dale Jr. 2 more turns to go. Junior tried pushing the issue there in turn 6. And now down to the start-finish line. Green-white checker flag in the air. Dale Jr. will win stage 1 at Watkins Glen. Saw Blaney win the first 2 stages and finish 4th at the end of the day. So you never know what's going to happen in this one here today. It'll be Austin Cindric finishing 2nd, followed by Allgaier, Briscoe, Clements, your top 5. Then you got Hemrick, Burton, Annette, Jones, and Gregson, your top 10. We'll all get stage points in stage 1. Yeah, I get it. No, it was just a question. Yeah, probably Chicagoland would probably be the toughest one. That just seems to be the toughest track on Heat 4 and Heat 5 for whatever reason of the mile and a half. So I don't know why it never seemed to have the speed there compared to like Kentucky or something like that. Or even the other progressive bank tracks like Kansas and Homestead. For whatever reason, I seem to be a little faster there. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel coming for everybody under the stage break here in stage 1, and everybody still on the lead lap. Joe Grant Jr. is going to stay out of the pits, but remember, he pitted under the lone caution halfway through stage 1. Green flag back in the air. This is going to be the first lap. Technically, Junior's not led today with Joe Graf Jr. staying out, so that's going to deny any moment of him leading every lap today just because of that alone. Even if he does go on to lead all the green flag laps or even the rest of the laps from this point on. Great jump on the restart to beat him into turn 1, though. Even after restarting 2nd, he took off a lot better with those fresher tires, and now Joe Graf Jr. is just holding up Austin Cindric immediately, and Dale Jr.'s got about a 2-second lead into the bus stop. Probably feels like Superman on these fresh tires right now, too. Wow, Joe Graf Jr. is really holding up Cindric, Allgaier, and Clements back there. Briscoe fell out of the top 5. So with Jr. winning the stage, that means 24 points now is what he has to score, but that was if Briscoe won both stages and the race today. He obviously didn't win the stage. Junior did, and Briscoe finished in 4th. So outscoring him by 3 there. That would mean that Dale Jr. now needs 21 points the rest of the day from here on out to clinch the regular season championship. Briscoe's pretty solidly in second place as well. Cindric was finally able to get around Joe Graff Jr. quickly. Joe Graff Jr. now falls out of the top 5 on those older tires. Cindric, though, 3.5 seconds off the lead. Even Allgaier's 5 seconds back. So 20 laps in the first 2 stages of the race. That means the final stage is going to be 42 laps long versus 50 in the Cup race yesterday. That is the only different stage length between today's race and yesterday's race. Junior, the hands-down clear favorite for the championship this season. He's been dominating. So we look to try and get him his 3rd career Xfinity Series championship. Of course, won back-to-back in the late 90s when it was the Busch Series at the time, before he started running full-time in the Cup Series. We're going to alternate to the different camera angles for the first time in the race today now. Here in stage 2. Been running consistent 110s pretty much every lap, it seems like. Which is pretty insane. That's almost like a qualifying trem lap for most of these guys around this racetrack, and that's why you're seeing not only the consistent corners, the consistent lap times. These other drivers might not be having that same consistency. Allgaier was 5 seconds off the lead. He closed about 4.5, but then he got stuck behind Cindric again. So, again, it's going to be a question. If Allgaier can get by Cindric, whether it's on pit road or on the racetrack, and then the next restart, if we get another one, once he gets up to second place, can he get past Dale Jr. and try to drive away? Because I think that Allgaier is going to be the next best driver to compete for the win today. I don't think Austin Cindric's going to have it, though Cindric's good enough on these road courses. He should be able to run top 3 all day, I'd have to imagine. Or at least top 4 if you throw Briscoe in the mix as well. perfect corner in turn 5 by Junior. Kind of went in a little bit wider, but he was really able to get the car to turn in the center off. Never had to really burp the gas like you've seen out of him all day up to that point. Really good in turn 6 as well. This has the makings to be his fastest lap of the race. And maybe even faster than his qualifying lap. We'll see at the start-finish line if that will be the case. Yes, it is. A 1:09.841 was the lap time that last time by for Dale Jr. That was quicker by 0.2 of a second than his qualifying lap. First time he's ran a 1:09 this entire race. And he's out to about a 5-second lead now. He's putting a beating on the field. He's led every green flag lap up to this point. Junior trying to push a little bit harder. Really trying to see if he can better that lap time just a little bit more. Had to burp the gas a little bit in turn 5. Wasn't exactly perfect in the bus stop either, but we did get through there pretty quickly still. We'll see at the line if this lap's even quicker. It is, my goodness, a 1:09.610. That was 0.2 of a second faster than the lap before that. Big bounce off the curb. Yeah, he's going to mess up the S's right there. A little mistake, had to roll out of the gas. But wow, those 2 laps before that were just blistering fast. By far the fastest laps he's ran today. What wonders the clean air does for you. Really gets the race car to roll around this track, or really any track, almost about as perfect as you can. If you've got the speed and the handling in your race car, like you're seeing out of this 8 car today. Davion West, welcome to the stream. Wide in turn 6. That lap overall just wasn't anywhere close to how he ran the 2 laps prior to that. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it, though. I believe Tim Irvin in the comment section yesterday said that that he was going to play, but he said he'd rather watch me play over him play any day, so I thought that was a pretty cool comment too. Hey, I appreciate it that you guys enjoy the channel that much. There's been no lap traffic today for Junior as well, so that's another reason he's had a pretty big lead, because we had a caution midway through stage 1. I kind of bunched everything back together. We didn't have enough laps at the back end of that caution to run under green for Junior to catch the lap traffic again, so he still hasn't had lap traffic to deal with. Another 1:10.1 lap time. There's lap traffic up ahead. Quite a bit of cars as well. Really good in turn 5 again. It's about to catch Cesar Baccarella in the 90. Junior just gets underneath him in turn 6. Passes him cleanly. 110.031. He's coming in hot into turn one, trying to get underneath of Austin Hill. Wow, Riley Hurst is at the back of the field today as well. Still winless on the season. He doesn't need to be having a race like this. He's trying to point his way into the playoffs. Junior's just blowing by these lap cars nice and cleanly. About as good as he could have gotten through those first set of lap cars. Now it's Austin Cindric and Justin Allgaier's turn. And that might be the opportunity Allgaier needs to get up to second place. Again, those guys are about 8 seconds off the lead now. By the way, Andrew, thanks for that comment as well. Eight and a half second lead. Cindric's definitely getting caught in the lap traffic a little bit more as well, and now he's 9 seconds back. All of a sudden. Five laps to go, I believe, in stage 2 this time by. Junior's had a dominating stage once again. Looking to lead all the green flag laps. Oh, and he ran into the back of it. He was checking up behind Fincham, and Landon Castle got right into the back of the race leader. Did a good job keeping it off the 13 car, but Castle did not check up in time. A little bit of damage to the back bumper that you see there. You're getting hit on the right rear corner panel and right in that heavy braking zone in turn one. I'm surprised it didn't loop the 8 car right around. Very fortunate it didn't. Would have wiped away a pretty big lead. And that's one thing we saw not only at Sonoma earlier this season in the Cup race, but really most of these races in general on the road courses, we have not missed any portion of the racetrack that has costed us a penalty. The only track I could think of we had that happen was Indianapolis road course, where it happened twice, and that was a new track for us. But every other track, there's been no missing of a chicane or anything of that nature up to this point. I mean, that has been a reason why we've won so many of these road course races over the course of all 3 series. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. There's 24 cars on the lead lap now. Junior's putting quite a few lap down. We're using the controller for the Dover race today for the Xfinity series, but again, we are using the steering wheel now, so if you're new to the channel and you hear a bunch of clicking going on, that would be why. Maybe the paddle shifters with the the manual transmission. Automatic. Chase Briscoe's up to 3rd place. He got around Justin Allgaier in the lap traffic, and Allgaier is about 5 seconds behind him now. Better for Briscoe. He's trying to do everything he can to stay in the regular season championship hunt, but it's likely all going to be for naught at the end of, if not today, the end of the regular season. It's going to be tough for him to keep up with Junior. Then still 4 races to go until the playoffs for the Xfinity Series. We could have seen a possibility of getting an upset winner with it being another one of those races today. Possible wild card race on a road course, but Dale Jr. has dominated, and even the guys behind him, Cindric and Briscoe, both have wins this season as well. Allgaier's looking good on points, even though he, as well, doesn't have a win. I guess that upset winner would have to come from a guy like Jeremy Clements, who is in 5th right now, which, again, I guess isn't impossible, because you never know what can happen in these races. We see it time and time again. That's why you got to stay tuned and watch to the very end. Crazy things do happen. And speaking of crazy things, they are side by side through the S's right now. Chastain and Vinnie Miller. Chastain finally lets him go. Junior's in the wall. There's the something crazy that could have happened. Pretty significant contact coming back up the track after bouncing into the guardrail. Side by side through the S's, a dangerous area of the racetrack to be doing that. There in the bus stop are the 2 worst corners to be side by side. Some pretty significant contact there. Just a couple laps to go on the stage, and it went from about a 16-second lead down to a 10-second lead just like that. It's just the product of Junior not being patient enough through the lap traffic. Trying to put as many guys a lap down as he can to the end of the stage, but you still got to take care of your race car. He does know that, because he's a veteran and a 2-time Xfinity Series champion as well. So, white flag. 1 more lap to go, stage 2 now. He's got a good chance to still get around all those guys. Screaming to the outside of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Oh, they're side by side again through the S's, but that time he'll clear Jeffrey Earnhardt. The outside of McLaughlin. Trying to rush by Ross Chastain into the bus stop. Outbreaks him there. Underneath Vinnie Miller, there's Joe Graff Jr., who is on older tires. Fall back only to 20th. That's pretty impressive. Being on older tires at the beginning of the stage, he's going to go a lap down now, but he's only 2 corners away from getting the free pass as long as he doesn't get passed by Vinnie Miller or any of the other cars riding in line right behind him. Into turn 7 now for Dale Jr. And he'll come out of it. Another stage win for Dale Jr. He'll sweep the stages today at Watkins Glen, winning the first 2. Collecting 2 more playoff points today and inching closer to a regular season championship. Briscoe's going to bring it home in 3rd. Cindric 2nd, followed by Allgaier Clements, your top 5, with Allgaier 4th, Clements 5th. 6th through 10th is Brandon Jones, Noah Gragson, Justin Haley into the top 10 now. Harrison Burton and Alex Obey has jumped into the top 10 as well. So pit stops coming up now for the 2nd time today. This will not get them to the end of the race. Junior's not going to repair that damage. He wants to make sure he wins the race off pit road and keeps that track position that he's had all day up to this point. So here we go. We're only going to have 39 laps left when we go green. Junior does win the race off pit road. Good call not repairing the damage there. That was ensued at the end of stage 2 with the contact with McLaughlin. Green flag back in the air. See if Allgaier can get around Cindric this time and try to get to 2nd. Junior with a great restart, hopping in front of Cindric. Cindric, great restart himself, though. Camping out in second place once again in front of Allgaier. And actually, Chase Briscoe just got around Allgaier for third. Briscoe had a better restart than Justin did. Cindric trying to hang on for everything he can as he made adjustments to that race car to try and catch Dale Jr. We'll see in this final stage if he can put up a fight. Right now it's a good run on the restart. Jr. is going to try to break the draft down the front straightaway now. 38 to go at the line. Cindric's keeping up with him. Going wide, that'll break the draft, and now into the S's. Trying to do everything he can right now. Oh, it was a giant hop off the curb. The car even bottomed out that time. Saw sparks flying from underneath it. You don't usually see that on this game, but saw it right there. Junior able to widen the gap out again through the bus stop like he has most of the day. Oh, he's going to go wide in turn 6. Not as bad as he's missed that corner all day today. Still holds on to the lead, but Cindric is right behind him off of turn 7. Cindric looks low. Junior with a block. Welcome back, Jeffrey. Oh, wow. Junior undercut the bus stop there. I don't think we've seen that all day. That really, between this and the Cup Series, I don't think that's happened. And again, Briscoe all over his back bumper now off of turn 5. I should say Cindric, and then Briscoe's on Cindric's back bumper off of turn 5. Junior downshifted a little earlier there, trying to get the car to rotate into turn 6. Didn't want to overrun it like the last lap and give up the lead that time. But Cindric's doing a good job. He's trying to keep pace right now. 36 to go. Again, we do know we're going to have pit stops at some point in time in this final stage as well. Good chance we're going to split the stage in half. Just run it down to about 20 laps to go and then hit pit road is likely what we're going to do. Or maybe a little bit before that. Like 22 to go or so. Unless we get a caution before then where we'll see pit stops, but that's not the case. Should be A-okay. Pit under green, obviously, if you're within the top, really, again, 15 seconds off the lead or less, you can pit and not lose your lap. You can probably be about 20 seconds off the lead, 20, 25 seconds off the lead, and not even have to worry about losing a lap on pit road. Darren Dill, welcome to the stream. Junior again trying to break the draft at the start-finish line. Props to Austin Cindric. Showing out the true road course racing abilities on display here, at least in Stage 3 today. He did finish second in the first 2 stages, so he did his job there. And he's doing an even better job in this final stage in trying to keep up with Dale Jr. and give himself a shot to win the race if Jr. makes a mistake. He is putting pressure on him, something we have not seen out of him all day today. And again, we don't know what kind of a car Briscoe and Allgaier have. They can get around Cindric, because they have at times, especially Allgaier, have looked faster than Cindric. Might be able to put even more pressure on Dale Jr., so he's going to have to keep the pace up. Here he goes. Car bottomed out again off the curbing.